This news update is brought to you by...
Everyone's looking for more space.
How many pairs of shoes do you need?
Closet space.
Circle again, I think I see one.
Parking space.
And that is how Pythagoras' theorem works, understand?
Even headspace. But when it comes to data storage, MyCloud from Lime has plenty of room for you. Upgrade to a Lime data plan of 500 megs or more and get 3 gigs of MyCloud data storage free. It's great for storing photos, music, and much more. So don't delete it. Store it on MyCloud from Lime. It's the only space to be.
Upgrade to Lime.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Evening Update. It's Tuesday, January 27th, 2015. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news from Parliament. The Frondel Stewart government is seeking to remove the mandatory death penalty from the law books. If the offence against the Person Amendment Bill is passed, it would no longer be automatic for someone to face the hangman's noose if found guilty of murder. However, the debate was suspended as Parliament was adjourned until February 10th. The country's last execution took place in 1984. Former Prime Minister Owen Arthur, who admits to being a strong supporter for the application of the death penalty, describes the debate on today's bill as historic.
That debate is an important debate. They're saying that a person does not have a mandatory right, that there's no mandatory death penalty in Barbados again. This is historic. A government that I led agreed to this as an act of enlightenment. We still retaining the death penalty, but we're saying that they can't be mandatorily applied. We're making ourselves consistent with the international, the Inter-American Court.
Arthur also weighed in on the issue facing House Speaker Michael Carrington and the opposition Barbados Labour Party's stance on the matter.
I'm surprised it went before the Committee of Privileges. I would imagine that the Committee of Privileges would eventually say, but this matter is not properly before us because it does not represent a breach of the privileges and powers of Parliament. Does it meet the issue? Does it meet the standards that would have the Speaker to be disciplined under any other law? I'm not a lawyer. Until at such time as he has committed a criminal offence, then it'd be difficult for him, I think, to be so disciplined by Parliament. The broader issues, two other broader issues in this, I do not believe that it is warranted to seek to publish the Speaker of the House by not participating in the business of the House. And that is effectively what is happening here now. That the Speaker, I don't know that we are punishing the Speaker by not participating in the business of the House.
The opposition was absent from today's sitting after vowing last week to do so if Carrington continues to occupy the Speaker's chair without the matter being settled. Meantime, former president of the Barbados Bar Association, Andrew Pilgrim, is describing recent criticisms by senior government minister Donville Innes about the legal system as a red herring. Speaking at a branch meeting last weekend in his St. James South constituency, Innes charged that the Legal Profession Act was in need of reform as the current legislation does not ensure enough accountability. But while Pilgrim agrees that changes are needed, he maintains that the minister was using it as a distraction from the legal troubles of House Speaker Michael Carrington.
It's just an absolute disgrace. Now that his friend is in difficulties, he's coming out to talk about other lawyers. Get to the point, man. Get to the point, Mr. Minister. Don't tell us now about other lawyers and the profession being weak. Nobody wants to hear that. We don't want any red herrings. We don't want people now interviewing the president of the bar now. We want people to tell us what is going on with this man sitting down alongside them in these circumstances. Not for the minister and the prime minister to come out in defense of this and tell us that the profession is weak. We can see the profession is weak, and they should see it better than anybody else. They're in the best position to see how weak it is, and they need to address the issue right now in terms of where the speaker should be on a daily basis, and they need to address the issue of how to change the law as it relates to the legal profession. It's their responsibility. They're the leaders of this country.
In other news, police continue to search for the gunman who robbed the Scotia Bank in Black Rock, St. Michael this morning. The masked man went into the bank just after 10 and robbed several cashiers of an undisclosed sum of money. No one was injured, but police say the bandit escaped towards Dickens Road. Police spokesman David Welch is therefore appealing to anyone with information which can help with the investigation to call emergency number 211 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477. The Barbados Union of Teachers puts off plans for industrial action yet again. President Pedro Shepherd tells Barbados Today union leaders met yesterday with teachers of Parkinson and Alma Parish secondary schools to determine the next step in the dispute with the government. Shepherd said the teachers have instructed the executive to first place a paid advertisement in the media sometime next week, outlining the facts surrounding the impasse. He said the teachers are concerned that the public was not being fed with the true story and have blamed the principals. The BUT head said that after the ad is published, the union would determine its next move.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's grand. It's a celebration, and it's just for you. It's Barbados Today's birthday bash, and we are big on giving. Join the party and dance away with this fantastic deal. Book a full-page graphic ad during our birthday week, January 26th to 30, for an unbelievable $500. Or book 5 email blasts. Or better yet, take both offers and get great value. Join the celebrations on the #1 media platform of choice. RSVP with our Barbados Today birthday team or Misa and Tamisha at 417-1000. Let's get this party started.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To sports now, and West Indies' chances at next month's ICC World Cup in Australia and New Zealand were dealt a major blow today as a mystery off spinner Sunil Narine withdrew from the 15-man touring party. The Trinidad and Tobago off spinner says he's given himself more time to work on his bowling action, which was reported as suspect in successive matches during last year's Championship League T20, where Narine represented Kolkata Knight Riders. Over in St. Kitts, Nevis, where the electorate is anxiously awaiting the date for general election, Prime Minister Dr. Denzel Douglas says the date for the much-anticipated poll, as well as nomination day, will be announced at a public meeting of his St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party tonight. He told residents in a national address that Governor-General Sir Edmund Lawrence had already issued the relevant writs to returning officers in all constituencies. The 62-year-old leader is seeking to become the first Caribbean Prime Minister to win 5 consecutive general elections. His ruling party will face a challenge from Team Unity, an opposition grouping that includes the main opposition People's Action Movement, as well as 2 former senior members of his administration. And finally, on the international scene, Auschwitz survivors today urge the world not to allow a repeat of the crimes of the Holocaust as they mark 70 years since the camp's liberation. Here's what Roman Kent, one of the survivors, had to say.
We survivors do not want our past to be our children's future. I hope and believe that this generation will build on mankind's great traditions, tempered by understanding that these traditions must embrace pluralism and tolerance.
And that's where we end our evening update, but you can join us again tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. And don't forget that our 5th anniversary celebrations continue throughout the week with a number of lovely prizes up for grabs. Join us for more on Facebook. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Do have a safe and wonderful evening.
This news update is brought to you by
Everyone's looking for more space.
How many pairs of shoes do you need?
Closet space.
Circle again, I think I see one.
Parking space.
And that is how Pythagoras' theorem works. Understand?
Even headspace. But when it comes to data storage, MyCloud from Lime has plenty of room for you. Upgrade to a Lime data plan of 500 megs or more and get 3 gigs of MyCloud data storage free. It's great for storing photos, music, and much more. So don't delete it. Store it on MyCloud from Lime. It's the only space to be.